part of it.
Right, I'll see right now. Yeah, but you can't use. Well, okay, you can use that if you wish.
Well, there's
We'll
okay
have to.
because okay.
No,
So what
needs must is a war. Come on. keep
what
going.
these things? What these? So you have the ridge here.
Yeah.
You have Le Hassaigne here, Hougoumont here, and Plancenoit here.
Right.
So Wellington had positioned most of his forces behind the ridge, so Napoleon couldn't actually see what the strength of his forces were. So yes, it was true that Napoleon was waiting for the ground to dry so the cannon would become more effective. At about 11:30, the Cannondale opened fire on the Allied forces line, and that pounded. Then, as a diversionary tactic, there was to weaken Wellington's centre, an assault was made upon initially Hougoumont. As I say, this is a very complex battle, so I can't go into the whole detail of it. And what was missed out on in the film was the massive infantry attack upon the British line. So about 8,000 men in line, and that was the thing. The French loved to go in their big columns. Not very tactically good, because what happened was, as they approached, then the British cavalry came in and totally decimated the d'Uhlans infantry assault.
Rout those frogs.
Routed
no
because they were in line. So they just, and that's what I was looking forward to, seeing the British cavalry coming in and chopping the heads off the Frenchmen, slashing their arms off, and completely and just showing how horrific a battle was. But this is why often when the cavalry came, the infantry would run away because they knew their heads would be chopped off and their arms would be ripped off.
Yeah, the only charge they showed was a full frontal.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
They
it
got
was
mowed down by the squares.
Absolutely historically inaccurate.
So Ridley Scott needs to sort his act out.
His whole history was, well, as I say, so there was, in phase, there was the first diversionary assault upon Hougoumont. Then there was similar timing. Then there was the mass infantry attack. Then came in the British cavalry. The British cavalry overstepped their mark. They were very excited. They carried on all the way up to the Grand Batterie, his beautiful daughters, as he called them, the massive Cannondale up here. The thing is, they went too far, and then the Lancers came in and trashed the British cavalry. So the British cavalry was a spent force within the first hour, but it had repelled the main infantry attack. Then, his centre being weakened, he initiated, Wellington ordered a retreat of about 150 metres. Ney, who, because Napoleon was sick, had given the whole command of the French army to Ney. So Ney then orders a cavalry charge to the British line. Cavalry does not work unless you've got infantry support. So the cavalry came over the ridge, and then Wellington, seeing what was going on, had already issued orders to form square. So the cavalry came over the ridge, and there's all the British troops, well, Allied troops, are in square. Stories vary, but anywhere between 4 and 12 cavalry assaults were made. That's why I think that Ney was a turncoat and was actually trying to create a situation for the French forces to be defeated, because it was tactically it was a very bad decision. Napoleon, who was sick, then turns up to the battlefield, having retreated further back because he wasn't well, sees what's going on, can't believe it, however, realising that the dice has been thrown, then encourages more of it. Then the news comes in of Blucher coming into Plancenoit. So here we've got, as I said, Hougoumont, Le Hassaigne and Plancenoit. Then he draws out the young guard to retake Plancenoit, And then finally at about 7 o'clock, he orders the advance of the Old Guard. And the Old Guard comes up over the ridge. But what he's done, there was a half-hour delay or so when Napoleon, if he'd acted a bit sooner, could have changed things. But he wasn't a well man at the day. So in that half-hour delay, what Wellington done is he's concentrated his forces back into his centre. He's abandoned his left and right and brought everything into the centre where this advancing Imperial Guard comes in. And then, as the famous line goes, you've got Maitland's Old Guard here, and then the famous line is, "Now Maitland, now's your time." All these troops are lying down on the ground, and then they all stand up. Massive volley. And the Imperial Guard had never, ever retreated.
Really?
Ever in battle.
And in this time they did?
And this is the first time ever.
Wow.
Le Garde Cruel, Le Garde Cruel, Le Garde Cruel. The Old Guard is retreating.
Wow.
And then the order was given, I can't remember what the French is, each man to himself. And then there was a massive rout as the British, then the order was given a general advance. You've got the Dutch, British from this side, and then you've got the Prussians coming in on this side, and yeah, it was game over.
The only thing I would like to say about that is a mantra, which would be for all the people who died in those battles. Gompo opa me la sol wa deb zaplampo changwa chinchiloi.
As to numbers, about 11,000 dead, 30,000 wounded.
11,000 dead. Oh my God. I think that's definitely a cut. I think we haven't quite there. We're nearly there.
No, but
One
the thing
last
is,
word.
11,000 dead,
Right.
30-odd thousand wounded. Now, the thing is, that 30,000 wounded, within a week or so, 25,000.
I mean, Ridley Scott's film is an amazing film. It's got to be seen.
Production
It
was
is an amazing
great,
film. But also 3 million dead under Napoleon. I mean, Napoleon. So then what they had that actor playing Wellington. What do we think about that? I mean, what was Wellington? What was Wellington? I mean, he was an aristocrat, right? Irish. Well,
an Irish aristocrat. Who,
well, top of the monarchy, then, but Jesus.
Who was had a thing for the ladies, apparently.
Did he now? What,
But his
the
second,
Wellington booze, no less.
Yes,
the Wellington booze.
His second in command, Lord Uxbridge, he went off with his sister or something, or his niece or something. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, there was some animosity between them. The thing is that on the Allied side, the orders would be given in 4 different languages.
Wow! Holy crap! And that's like a woo.
So yeah, I think it was a good film, but the Battle of Waterloo section was just.
Well, just get Ridley on the Scott. That Scott guy, get him on the phone, man. Get him on the phone. We need to reshoot it. Absolutely.